3 reasons why I shouldn't buy you a drink.
I'm sorry I'm late. You look beautiful. Why are you still standing here? Walk away. Walk away. I looked over and it looked like you needed a little help.
Shine bright like a diamond.
No man in your life?
Not anymore.
Shine bright like a diamond.
It shouldn't be so hard.
You're right.
It's simple.
Shine bright tonight.
Nice to meet you.
Aww. Does he have a brother?
Beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Do you want to come with me to my parents for the 4th?
I have these 2 front row tickets to the Giants game, and I was wondering if you'd go with me.
This is how we do it. 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 This is how we do it.
Welcome to Elevate, the show where we are taking things to another level. I am your host, Devin Chestnut, and we are at the premiere of The Perfect Guy. And tonight I have a lovely young lady with me, 1/4 of the Moments to Remember ladies, Miss Andrea. Now, Miss Andrea, like I was telling you, this is my very first mixer, absolutely having a ball and awesome time. So tell me about your other mixers.
All right, well, actually our first mixer we did it consisted of 160 people, and we did it right here in this room and in this theater. We had our own exclusive theater, and everybody went in to see it because we had a guy he was a minister of music for a church, and he wanted his church members to see what he had done in the movie. So we were the gateway for the church members to see his work in the movie. So our first movie mixer consisted of 160 people. That is what actually plunged us into the business. So that was 3 years ago, and now today we are the founders of the movie mixer.
This is how we do it.
Whoop, whoop. All right, so in front of you stands the team of Moments to Remember. I'm JC Prolific Jones.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought you was doing the whole thing. All right, LaShawn Anderson Monroe. Larita Boston.
Andrea Anderson.
Zena Hextall. Shedrica Mylan. And Nicole Fields.
We want to thank you all for coming out and being a part of this movie mixer. Did y'all enjoy the movie? Yes? Okay, now I told y'all don't tell. We just want to introduce ourselves to you. We do these movie mixers for our fun, for your fun. Y'all want to do a birthday party, anniversary. Y'all want to have the kids out to watch some movies and eat a little some snacks or whatever the case is. We are more than happy to accompany you. We're on Moments to Remember on Facebook, at MTR502 on Twitter, and we have all these other, little social media outlets. Thank you. See, that's what our team does. But so if y'all need us, call us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. We're going to go ahead and have Miss Janice Carter come up and talk about some conflict and resolution. There was a lot of conflict and some resolution needs to be done in that situation, right? In that movie, right? I'm sorry. There was a lot of conflict and some resolution that needed to be done in that movie, right? Okay, so Miss Janice is going to tell you, just talk to you a couple of moments about conflict and resolution, and then, LaShawn Anderson Monroe will speak to you too.
And I want to throw this out there really quickly to you all. In order to keep costs low, because you all know that if you come to the movies at this time of night, movie tickets, I believe, are $10.25, and a small drink is $5.25, and the popcorn might be $6.50. I don't know. They might have to get me together on that. But I know for us to keep everything low, we have some great sponsors and great people to work with us. If you all could give Miss Janice a round of applause, and the next speaker, I would greatly appreciate it because they help us to keep everything great for you all, okay?
Thank you, LaShawn. My name is Janice Carter. A little bit about me. I'm retired 13 years from the Jefferson County Police before they merged with the City Police. And I know all about conflict. I can't talk too much about it because everybody hasn't seen the movie tonight. But also, I remember today is the anniversary of 911. Is everybody aware of that? I have on my 911 pin. The day that we had 911, we were actually had students from school doing a mock. What would we do? We had the EMS, the police, the fire, we had the helicopter, and actually we had a conflict. Long story short, to give you a few pointers without telling much about the movie, I remember that day. It just was like indelible on my heart. And also another thing about me, I used to be the only second female president for the NAACP. So the shootings in the community, I was the one that had to go and speak on that. It's always been on my heart about this conflict. LaShawn, I met her through another colleague. We all went to Southern University, and we got master's degree in conflict resolution. One thing about the movie, the great thing, the first thing about conflict resolution is not about fixing anything, it's about knowing who you are, how you operate in conflict. And what I found out, most people don't know their conflict styles, but you actually have a style, okay? And back when I was at the police department, 13 years ago, when you're talking domestic violence, it's a whole system, and the attorney can tell you that as to what you call domestic violence. Back when I was doing it, the law on the book was you had to share a child together for us to label it domestic violence. All that's changed. A few things, like I said, know your conflict style. How do you react when you're upset, and to know the difference between a conflict and a dispute. When she started out with her boyfriend who she wanted, they had an interdependent relationship. They were having a conflict. But when she separated it, it was over with. No more conflict. Yeah, right. But in the situation with the next guy that she met, and people will get upset when they say do a credit history report on them, do a background. That's not a bad idea. And what that does is, and this goes for men and women, because we have men that are in situations of domestic violence. They've been raped. I did not understand when I was at the police department how women could be raped, but men, it was called assault. So it gets in a whole lot of different situations. Like I said, there's a system for everything. And what I would say with all of us in this room, and to have more satisfying outcomes in relationship, is to measure and find out what your conflict style is. Because later on in the movie, we that saw it know what happened in the end. There's a couple of styles: avoidance, compromise, competition, or collaboration. My style most of the time is to collaborate. Like I'm so proud of this group. They're doing what I advocate for with my business, advocacy, research, and marketing for family businesses, and transferring generational wealth. And I'm just so proud of these ladies. But at the end, your girlfriend put on her competition style when she went in competition and combat, which the police department would tell you not to do that. But like I said, when you know the rules, and she knew the rules of the game, she could win. But I guess my bottom line for people to understand, you have a conflict style, you don't know what it is, but there is a way to measure it. Because some situations, when you're getting like, oh, don't I, the blue-eyed guy, whoo, you lose it, and you just avoided all that stuff. And then when you're in court and stuff, you know, we saw all that. We saw the bad behavior, but you all were looking at what you wanted to see. In the divorces, the same thing, you see it. But if you find your conflict style, and then the person that you're interacting with, you can start kind of measuring his style, and you can either dance that dance of conflict where you can know how to adjust, don't compete, compromise, collaborate, and want to keep the relationship together, especially if it's going to be like a marriage. But like I said, if it's just a dispute, you don't have to shoot anybody. You're not going to see them, because if you know what the processes are, you're going to end up in jail. To be conscious, I just want to raise a consciousness about conflict styles, because people wouldn't do it. You would know how to use them. We would have had a better outcome. Thank you for listening. If anybody wants a business card,
We'll be working with her on workshops and things of that nature. You all will be invited out to other events with workshops and things of that nature, so you all will hear more from her in the future, okay? Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
and thank you for attending.
All right.
Now, our next sponsor is Miss Josephine Baker. She's a youth Buckner. Excuse me, I'm trying to make her a singer. You know, it's one of my favorite singers. But she is going to come and talk to us. She is running for judge. Everybody give her a hand.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Josephine Lane Buckner. I am a candidate for District Court Judge. I am excited and happy to be with you all tonight. I can't remember the last time I sat down and watched a movie in a theater, so this was a real joy, and the movie was great. So I was invited to talk a little bit about stalking, and I thought that the movie did a tremendous job of talking about exactly what I wanted you to know about it. It really laid it out nicely. One of the first things that came to mind was when she initially realized that this was not the guy for her. I thought the movie would be something more like her getting beat up and then it gets to the climax, but this was just something that she didn't want in her life. She decided she didn't want any part of it, and she said, you know, let's end it. Let's be done with it, and then we know what happened next. But I think it's very important for us to teach people, because I can tell from the way you all reacted to the movie that you could probably handle yourself and be fine. But we have to look out for the people who aren't strong enough to do that on their own. And that's a lot of what we do as I'm a domestic violence prosecutor. When it's Commonwealth versus defendant, we're protecting the community. But there are certain things that we can do on the front end to maybe keep people from going through something like this. One of those is teaching girls and boys how to be in healthy relationships, allow them to see healthy relationships. Another thing we can do is follow our instincts. When we get into something, it doesn't feel right. I was telling my friend here earlier that when people come into the courthouse, a lot of times they'll minimize what happened to them. So the girl typically comes in and says, well, he just mugged me. Do y'all know what mugged is? It's that push, that degrading. Now, it's not a punch necessarily, and it's not a strangle to the point where you lose your breath or black out. But if you were in fear, you've been threatened, you're in fear of sexual contact that you don't want, or serious physical injury that you don't want, or death, and somebody does that to you and you call law enforcement, why would a person not think that the case should continue? Why wouldn't it go on if you were in fear, right? You're here, you're sitting in front of me at the courthouse, and you say all he did was X. So we really have to explain to people that though it doesn't seem like much to you now, a week later, 60 days later, ever how long it took to get to court, we have to explain to them that if you were in fear and you thought enough to call somebody to intervene, somebody's got to intervene. You've got to make a move in your life and do what feels good to you to get out of that situation and live a healthy life. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm going a little long because it's something I'm very passionate about. Thank you all for having me. Election day is November the 3rd. And I very much appreciate your votes. Give me a call or an email anytime. I'd love to talk more about it.
No bones tonight, but I have an open mic at Artists by 313 on Bardstown Road on the first Tuesday of every month. If y'all want to come out and do some poetry or hear some poetry or just hear some nice old good music, please join me. So friend me on Facebook, JC Prolific Jones, Britt. Friend us on Facebook also with MTR, Moments to Remember. And we'll be more than happy to friend you back, okay? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Y'all get snaps for that. I like that. All right, here's Miss Devin Elevate.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good. Again, first of all, I want to thank Moments to Remember in LGTV. Again, like she said, my show is Elevate, where we are taking things to another level. And it's just basically uplifting, inspiring, encouraging men, women, youth, nationwide, local, everything. So just tune in to LGTV to get more.
Okay, so we just want to introduce ourselves to you. We do these movie mixers for our fun, for your fun. Y'all want to do a birthday party, anniversary. Y'all want to have the kids out to watch some movies and eat a little some snacks or whatever the case is. We are more than happy to accompany you. We're on Moments to Remember on Facebook, at MTR502 on Twitter, and we have all these other little social media outlets. Thank you. See, that's what our team does. But so if y'all need us, call us. We'll be more than happy to assist you.